guys, it's Bastian time. Welcome to the Nintendo News. I'm your host Bastian. I'm wearing my brand new green Hylian Crest Zelda shirt. This episode's going to be a little bit shorter than usual because there wasn't a whole heck of a lot of Nintendo news to go around, so yeah, let's get to that first story. So first up is a piece of Nintendo news that's from last week, and the funny, amusing story about it is the reason why I didn't do it last week. This is just some sort of behind the scenes about how I do these videos. Basically, the list that you see down in the description box that has a brief description of what the story is and then the link, that's all I have to remind me about what I need to talk about. I don't script out anything, so I try to make the title, the headline sort of thing, as descriptive enough for me to remember what it is, but I didn't do such a good job last week because all it said was, "Did you know gaming," in abbreviation, and then, what did it say? It said, "Did you know gaming, Animal Crossing's Gyroids." And I looked at that, and I thought to myself, I do not remember what the heck that's about, so I'm just going to skip it. But I finally remember what it's about because I looked it up again, and so now we can cover it. So anyways, that's some behind the scenes about how I do this. Some people thought I actually script out the things I say, and nope, just babble, reading a headline sort of thing, which helps me remember the news story that I had read earlier in the week. But anyways, did you know gaming's Animal Crossing's Guyroids? So apparently in Animal Crossing, there are these things called Guyroids, and you find them by digging them up. Turns out that these exist in real life, and they're actually, it's a little kind of creepy and gross what it turns out it is. Apparently, there is a custom in Japan that you bury these types of statue things that look just like this with people who've passed away. And so basically what this means is that when you dig these things up, you're apparently robbing somebody's grave, which is a little disconcerting, but now we know. Next up is something that's pretty awesome. There is going to be a brand new magazine called Nintendo Force. Its logo might look a little familiar. That's because it's basically the spiritual successor, unofficially so, to Nintendo Power. The big point behind this is it's basically like a sequel to Nintendo Power, kind of like fanfic, you know. It's not created by any of the people originally involved with Nintendo Power, but a bunch of people that we know of in the Nintendo community, people like Josh Thomas from BitBlock, who's a personal favorite of mine, the editor, the site owner of Go Nintendo, various people who are in the Nintendo fan community are coming together in attempts to sort of recreate specifically those features that were found in Nintendo Power. Now is a new magazine called Nintendo Force. So Nintendo Power might be gone, but Nintendo Force is carrying that torch on, and that's a great idea. Speaking of Nintendo Power and the fact that it's gone, that final issues cover, which I talked about in a previous episode, which is very clearly inspired by the very first Nintendo Power's cover, the clay version of Mario and Warts from Super Mario Bros. 2. The artist who is behind this new cover goes into detail about the process and what it was like trying to sort of replicate or harken back to that old first issues cover. So anyways, really interesting interview, some interesting facts learned. If you want to read that, there's a link for you down below. And then our final story, I know, again, I said not a whole lot of new Nintendo news because, of course, the holidays, but our final story is about Nintendo. They were awarded a patent. Basically, Nintendo applied for a patent, and whomever's in charge of that process went ahead and said, okay, we'll give you that patent. So now they own the rights to multi-screen Panorama View. So what this means basically is what I'm getting from this is It's that thing that you can do with the Wii U's gamepad, and that is, you've got a static view of some part of the landscape on your television screen, but then you can hold the Wii U's gamepad and sort of maneuver it around to give you a glimpse into the 3D surroundings, almost like virtual reality. And so that's what they've patented. So if Smart Glass or any of the forthcoming copiers from Microsoft or Sony want to do something similar, they might run into some patent issues. So I say good job, Nintendo, for sticking up for your creative ideas. So that's it for this episode of Nintendo News. Tomorrow, of course, is the second Zelda News episode. You might think that after that second Zelda News episode, there'll be a second Nintendo News episode, but not so this week. This was all the Nintendo News. Quick shout out to Sebastian M, Marco H, and Michelle J. They are some people who've contributed to the HD webcam fund thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I went ahead and decided to set up a fund for those who wanted to help me get an HD webcam to make these videos in HD, actual factual HD. That wasn't going to happen under my own steam. My money is needed for bills and things, so I wasn't going to be able to afford a cam basically on my own. And so a lot of people were saying, well, set up a fund, and we'll all contribute. And so if you'd like to contribute, you can do so. There's a link for you down below to do that. And if you do, then I'll go ahead and give you a shout-out. So anyways, thanks to those three for contributing, all the much more closer to actually getting an HD cam and making these videos so much nicer. So anyways, thanks guys. On Thursday, instead of a second Nintendo News episode, there's going to be the very first episode in a brand new series that I'm doing called Let's Watch. You know, kind of like Let's Play, but this will be a Let's Watch, and we're going to watch a movie together, if you want to join me. And so it's basically like commentary, but unofficial from a fan instead of from a director or something. And or you could look at it as that annoying person in the movie theater who's sitting there saying, that's not how they did it in the book. In the book, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be that annoying person, and so you can listen to me babble about the never-ending story. My favorite movie from when I was a kid, my favorite book. So what you're going to want to do is you'll have until Thursday to go ahead and acquire a copy of the movie if you don't have one already, and we'll be able to watch it together. I'll explain in the video how to sync it up so that we're watching at exactly the same time, so the same things are happening. But anyways, join me if you'd like, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys!